Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So this week makeup look, we're gonna do an inspiration look from the new popular show right now called Euphoria. Have you seen it? We just started watching about a few days ago, and at first I didn't get it, but 4 episodes in, I got it. Okay, so today I'm still sitting here debating, should I do Maddy makeup until I see this picture of Cassie as an ice peacock. So I'm still debating to which one. So I guess we kind of merged both of them together as a cohesive Euphoria look. So let's get started. So just to start out, I already moisturized and primed my face with my usually Ole Henderson face primer, because I know that one is the only one that currently works for my skin. And we're not gonna start with the foundations first, we're actually gonna start with the eye look first, because I think majority of the Euphoria makeup is all about eye makeup. So we're gonna start out with the eye makeup first. So to start out with that, I'm just gonna go ahead and prime my lid and put a little bit foundation. So I'm just gonna put concealer just as the base for this makeup look. And the concealer I'm using was from Born This Way, the Too Faced Born This Way in Golden Beige. And I'm just gonna blend that out a little bit. So what this does is just gonna create an even canvas base for the eyeshadow to fall into. And now I'm just gonna go in to set that down with the matte Studio Fix number C4. I'm just making sure that the eyelid is set and dry. And to get that sharp line for this look, I'm gonna go with Scotch tape. And I'm just gonna line it the same direction as my eye shape. Go up this way. To the other side. So with the Euphoria makeup look, it's all about perfect. So not everything have to be perfect. So the first color I'm just gonna go in with this, gonna be this green color called Social Blade. I'm using the Morphe X, who's this? James Charles palette. So I'm just gonna pack that color in. I'm just gonna go in with it. So I'm just gonna look back to see where my eye socket is. I'm just gonna follow it right there. And I'm just gonna bring it in right in here to the inner corner of my eyelid. So this is gonna be more like a light transition shade for the other deeper peacock color to go in later. Next up, I'm just gonna move into like a darker shade of teal. So this, I'm using this color right here called Daddy. And with the color Daddy, I'm just gonna go right down below it. With the color Daddy, I'm make sure I really pack that color in right on my lid. So what it does is gonna create more like an ombre effect. Do you know what this look remind me of? Like the movie Black Swan a few years back, like a long time ago. But this gonna be more like a peacock on ice. And now moving on to a deeper shimmering shade. This is gonna be used in color Guac. I guess he named it after guacamole. So this one is a little bit more shimmer. And with that, I'm just gonna go again right on top of those colors. And with that color, it's actually creating like multi-dimensional, kind of like the tail of a peacock. And I love how all the character in Euphoria, they all have the different type of makeup based on the personality. And every single makeup is also creative. And to pack more color in the center, I'm just gonna go in with my finger. I usually like to go in with my finger if the color has a little more shimmer into it. It's gonna help pull out the shimmer from the color a little bit more. I'm using my brush just to blend everything out. And now with the same process, I'm using the Sephora shader brush number 13, or is it 18, to go through the whole process, but on my bottom lash line with the same 3 colors. So this look is a little bit more artistic. I think all the look in Euphoria is very artistic one, but this one I think is from the finale episode. And after I see this picture, like, oh yeah, that's it. And now with the shader brush, I'm just gonna slowly build up all the colors on the bottom lash line. And using the shader brush, I'm just gonna go right against the tape to make sure that edge got really clean. Now I'm just gonna go in more like a purple shade. This color right here is called Cola. This is gonna give that more like a deep, instead of just green, it's more like a teal, purple, bluish, just like that peacock tail. And using the same color with the Sephora shader brush number 18, I'm gonna go in with the bottom lash line. And to clean off the shape a little bit, I'm just gonna go in with a moisturizer. This is Embryolist with a Q-tip. And just dampen that Q-tip with the Embryolist or any other moisturizer. And clean it off and give you the shape that you like. Okay, and then after a little bit of cleanup, if you I got too excited and went up a little bit too high, so I just used a Q-tip with the moisturizer to clean up all the edges and bring it down a little bit more lower. So instead more like a V-line, it's still a V-line, but it's not upward, it's more like straight out. And using the number 18, I'm just gonna go to the edge to make sure it's look really sharp. And now this is the fun part. So after all that is done, I'm just gonna leave the eye makeup right there to move on to foundation. So I'm now just gonna pull out the tape. That should give you a really sharp, clean line. And now I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of makeup wipe to clean up the edges right up here. And the trick is to get a really clean edge and go with it for one swipe. And it's okay if your line that is not perfect. You can always go in with a, what's this thing called? A makeup remover, and go line right on the edge and just pull. That should clean up the line pretty good. And now that everything is good and clean, I'm just gonna go in with my foundations. I'm gonna put on all the rhinestone a little bit more later, but because I'm gonna build up for the eye makeup, but now I'm just gonna go in and finish my complexions. So the foundation I'm currently using for this look is the Pat McGrath new launch, the Skin Fetish foundation, and the color I'm using is light medium 14. And I currently like to apply my foundation with the Sephora Pro Flawless Bronzer brush. This is bronzer number 46. So with this foundation, you just have to buff it all over. Just be careful once you reach closer to the eye makeup. Maybe using a smaller brush. And bring it down to the neckline. Even though this foundation is perfect match for my skin tone. And using the beauty blender, I'm just carefully go in to blend out my foundations. And if you get too close to the eye and get a little bit more nervous, get a smaller concealer brush. This one is actually the Hakahoro with the Sephora collections collaboration a long time ago. So I'm just gonna go in with more like a smaller brush. Just gonna go in around the edge with the foundations. Just make sure right on top of the eyelid. And now that I think that my foundation is good and blended, I feel like in the Cassie don't have a lot of contouring on. But I'm just going to go in and put a bit more brighter under eye with the concealer. So I'm using the Born This Way concealer. The color is in Nude. And again, be really careful around the eye area. You can always do the complexion first and do the eye later. That would be an option too, but since I always do that, I just want to do something a little bit more different. But you do you. And now I'm just going to go in with the beauty blender again and blend out my concealer. Be really careful around the eye if you're doing your eye makeup first. And it's okay if you happen to swipe up a little bit, you can always put it back on later. And after my concealer is blended, right, like usual, I'm just gonna go in with the Hollywood Flawless Future from Charlotte Tilbury in number 4. And in the inspiration photo, I don't think Cassie wearing any like bronzer or contouring, but she does have a lot more like a blusher on because she's dancing on ice. So I'm just gonna go in with the Stila Convertible color Tulip Cheek Cream in Peonies. So this is more like a cream blush. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply with my finger. You can always go back with the foundation brush, just blend everything out. And now that everything is set and even, I'm just going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Finish powder, Airbrush Flawless Finish powder in number 2, just to slightly set everything. Mostly on my forehead, my under eye. And right, be careful right on top of that color. Just make sure your eyelid is set down. And now that we got that glow, I'm just gonna go in. I know they're not using probably not a lot of bronzer on their makeup for the show, but this makeup look, I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of Hula from Benefit. And the brush I'm currently using is actually from Morphe M106. I'm mostly gonna stay on the outer perimeter of my face to keep my face a little bit more dimension and structure rather than just one flat color. And Don't forget to bring that bronzer down to the neck area. And to contour my nose, I'm just going to go in with the same shade of Huda from Benefit using the JD Weighty 180 nose contouring brush. And when I do my nose contouring, I usually always bring it up all the way up to the brows and color in the front of the brows a little bit. Now with an angle brush, I'm just going to go in and blend out the cheek. And using a Sephora number 79 brush, I'm just going to use this and blend out the nose contouring. And to start out with a little bit of nose highlight, I'm just going to go in with the Morphe highlighter, and the color is High Impact highlighter, and the color is Extra. And now that my complexion is almost done, I'm just going to preset it using the Stella Rose Water. And for this makeup look, I'm just not going to bake. I know, not baking today. So next up, I'm just going to move on to brows really quick. And since we're not baking, I'm just going to go off camera and finish up my brows, and I'll be right back. And I'm back. So now that my brows is finished, I'm just gonna move on with lips really quick. And first off, I'm just gonna go in with the Morphe High Impact highlighter called Extra again, try on top of my cupid's bow. There we go. And for the lip liner, I'm going in with the Bite, which I need to be sharpened. Okay, so for the lip liner, I'm just going to go in with the Morphe lip liner called Love Bite. And like usual, I'm just going to color in my whole lips. And like always, I'm just going to go in with my matte concealer palette with my Sephora brush number 45 to clean up my lip line, to make it look a little bit more cleaner. And next I'm just going to go in and curl my lashes and put on my mascara. And for the mascara today, I'm just going to go in with the Lancome Hypnose Drama. So now I'm just going to go in and pop in my contacts and my lashes, and I'll be right back. And the lash I'm using today is from Broadway Eyes, and it says it's 100% human hair. Okay, let's try that one out. So the lash glue I'm currently using is actually from Revlon Precision Lash Glue, and this is the dark color, so it doesn't show the white when it's dried out. It's also latex free, which is great because I'm allergic to latex. Surprise. And I wonder if this hair is 100% human hair. Like, which part of the hair is it? Is it the head, the arm? Am I wearing a lash with somebody else's pubic hair right now? I don't know. Here comes the choo-choo train. Okay guys, so now that my lashes is on, so hopefully it's not somebody else's pubic hair on my lashes right now, but it is 100% human hair. And the band is practically invisible band, so it feels really comfortable, which is weird. And now I'm just gonna go in with the Sephora finishing powder in medium. I'm just gonna slightly powder my face all over to slightly set everything and blend everything in. So now I'm using the Sephora brush number 79, which is a contouring brush, but I love using this brush for a finishing powder. I also like to go in with a Sephora brush number 74. This is actually a small blush brush. And like usual, I'm just going to go in with the Bobbi Brown finishing powder in nude. And for the highlighter, I'm just gonna go in again with the Morphe highlighter in Extra. Just right at the highest point of my cheekbone, a little bit on my forehead. With a smaller brush, I'm just gonna go in under my brows to lift that brows highlight on the bridge of the nose. And again with an angle brush, I'm just making sure everything is blended in. And for blush, I'm gonna go in with the Tarte blush in Seduce. Mostly on the apple of my cheek, I like to pull it back higher a little bit more, a little bit on my forehead. And since this is more an ice skating scene, a peacock ice princess, and usually you get a little bit more blush when it's cold, so it's okay if you have a little bit more extra on the blush. Because blush is also always the first one to fade. And go in again with the Sephora brush to slightly blend everything out. And I'm just gonna brighten my under eye a little bit with the NC20 from MAC Studio Fix. And to finishing up the lip, I'm just gonna go in with a Buxom full-on lipstick, and the color is called Brooklyn. So with this one, I'm just gonna go into painting a little bit, and using my finger to blend everything out. So overall, you could just finish off the whole look with just like this, but since it's Euphoria, we're gonna go in with Swarovski crystals. And for this eyes look, I believe they used the whole Swarovski crystal to cover her entire eyelid. I don't think I have enough Swarovski crystals, so I'm gonna strategically place a Swarovski crystal to look like that. And the glue, I'm just gonna go in again with the Revlon lash glue. And this might take a hot minute, so I'm just gonna speed this up and I'll be right back. And welcome back to this finished look. So all the Swarovski crystal does take a little bit of time to glue in them. It's really worth it. I feel like Lady Gaga at the Super Bowl. If you happen to like this makeup look, don't forget to leave me a comment right down below. And also while you're there, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel right here. And don't forget to hit that bell button for notification of next week's video. I upload every Saturday and on IGTV on Sunday. With that said, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and other social media at bella.c.snow. And until next week, bye bye.